and thank you again for joining me, my friend the Holy Spirit. This is Gift Zawadi Love. Today we start another series, and this time we will speak about woman. We'll talk about the woman. We want to know more about this creature called woman, this person called woman, this human being that God created called woman. If you're a man, don't tune out. You need to know who a woman is. And if you're a woman, stay tuned and open your heart to understand who God says you are. God bless you so much. Today we're going to read from Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. Then God said, "Let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over the cattle, over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him. Male and female, he created them. When you want to know about anything or anyone, you go to the roots, to the foundation. You just don't take them as face value. Whenever you want to know who God is, you have to go back to Genesis to know who he is. If you want to know Jesus, you want to know that he was not only the one in the New Testament that was walking on earth, but he was the Word in Genesis. And that is why John takes the time to introduce Christ in 1 John 1:1, not 1 John, but John 1:1, where he says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us." In other words, he was saying that Jesus was there in the beginning during creation. So, where was woman? Where do we first see woman? Where do you first hear about woman? Who is she? How do you know who she is? Maybe you were just born and you found a woman called your mother. And then you found tradition saying there's another woman called wife. So the woman can be a mother, can be a wife, and can be, a worker. That is what you know. But what about what God says a woman is? From the very beginning, who is she? The reason why women have not lived in the fullness of who they are is because they never went to find out in the beginning who they were in the first place. When a woman is told by society who she is, or told by her mistakes who she is, by her husband who she is, by her dad or mom who she is, and does not go to ask and find out who does God say a woman is, then you grow up and you live a life of an identity crisis. You have no idea who you are. Because you do not know who you are, that's why the enemy enjoys, and because he thrives in ignorance, he enjoys suppressing women, he enjoys abusing women, he enjoys putting down women, he enjoys telling women, "Oh, keep quiet, it's the man who needs to talk." He enjoys telling women that they cannot do that which a man can do. But I beg to differ. I want to dare you, woman, to go to the beginning of creation, to go to the beginning of the foundation, to go to the root of where you came from and how you came about, and what exactly does God or did God have in mind when he was creating you? Because that is where you'll find the truth of who you really are. Without this truth, you cannot live the fullness of being created as a woman. Without this truth, you will live short of what God had intended for a woman to be. Without this truth, you will live defeated. While you are so empowered, you have no idea. Woman, the world is what it is because of identity crisis. The world is how it is because women have been given a different identity than who they were. And I will show you in a little bit. Join me as we continue this series. I want to passionately get you to understand how important it is, woman. How important it is to go and find your roots. We do all the DNA testings. Why? Because we want to find out where we came from. But what about the DNA testing in Genesis? But you don't have to pay anybody to go and see. Let us do a root cause analysis. Let's go down and deep in our roots. Find out not just which family you were born into, not just which generation you were born into, but where from creation. Who are you from creation? Because everything else is a dilution of the original woman in Genesis. Join me again. God bless you.